oncology treatment with the precision oncology treatment. So this is, we know very well, the traditional approaches, one size fits all by, that means the drug is given to the patients, the group of patients, okay? But in the precision oncology, you map to a particular person. It is via the molecular profiling. And the second one is always we target the broad group in the traditional treatment. It sometimes there is always chance for hitting the healthy cells too. Whereas in precision oncology, you go for the particular alterations, the tumor alterations. If you go for any particular biomarker, that you can do. And side effects also in traditional, it will be high and it will be low in the precision oncology. And the decision basis, people, they use histopathology imaging. Now also people are using, I think we might be knowing, the medical imaging, okay, where exactly AI tools can help the oncologist. So in precision oncology, majorly people will be working towards the biomarkers, tumor micro, environment and multi-omics. And the outcome goal is always traditionally, it will be average population based average efficacy, whereas in precision oncology, it is individual response prediction and better survival. Yeah. So next, these three areas, I will be quickly moving through that, where the different, what I can say, the CAD molecular modeling tools can be used for this precision oncology. Biomarkers and tumor microenvironment and multi-omics. Okay, and this is just, we can broadly classify the biomarkers into two aspects. The disease-oriented as well as the drug-specific. Whereas in the disease-oriented, always the risk stratification. Okay? Whether what are all the medium risk or low risk or high risk, okay, when you are giving a therapy to the patients. Whereas in the drug-related biomarkers, the biomarkers always it will be going for the prognosis as well as the survival. Okay? So what is basically a biomarker? It is an indicator, which is a measurable indicator. Okay? So the measurable indicator which will go in normal physiological or biological response, which leads to the therapeutic intervention. And this is some example for the biomarkers. Okay? If you take breast cancer, there are various biomarkers, especially HER2, okay, ER, estrogen receptor, and PR, progesterone receptor. So you have to be very clear whether it is, which one is very actionable biomarker. Okay? So that is very important, and these are also examples for the biomarkers. Yeah, and this is the first case study where we have identified a biomarker, okay, for the breast cancer therapy. Okay, so the title is In Silico Drug Repositioning Approach of Identification of Drug Candidates for Breast Cancer Therapy. Yeah, so this is, we started from the scratch. Okay, we all know there are various pathways involved in the breast cancer. So of course, it has been done in vitro level, okay, starting with the MDT assay as well as apoptosis assay, and finally the ERBB gene expression studies also. And this is one example for where you can identify the biomarker. The biomarker it should be quantified in your in vitro level also. So that you have to be very clear.
It takes responsibility for innovation and product development in dermaceutical, cosmeceutical and personal care domains. I wholeheartedly welcome on behalf of 74th 2025. Madam, you please deliver.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks opportunity. Um, my role at Himalaya has been developing a lot of dermal and personal care applications, some insights and some experiences that I'll be sharing with you all in a basic way. If you have any detailed information required, uh, I'm happy to continue. So in this, I'll be the areas. What is the significance? Some challenges with herbal for dermal applications. How we can address with integrated development framework. Some workflow of standardization, few formalities, performance, and some stability at Himalaya. So, cute is the Latin name for skin. As we all know, it's a large uh, and it has a lot of functions protecting from environment and thermal regulation. But what we see is a set of problem like which is arising from hygiene to a complex problem related to genetics, sometimes autoimmune, becomes such a challenging job that sometimes it is curable and is managed with external applications. Having said that, industry, the herbal medicine drug industry is quite big, and it's around $230 billion globally and expected to grow double in next 10 years. If you see, the majority of it is, of course, the solid orals and liquids, but a significant of this is also topicals. This is, again, apart from the natural skin care, hair care, and oral care, which is globally there, which has so much traction for herbal due to its unique advantage over chemical entities. We have also seen Ayurveda is a significant part of it. Hence, for India, it makes sense to have herbal-based dermal cosmetics in this, and a lot of advancements have happened and need to happen. Okay, I'm not going to get into any of this, but we have traditionally seen a number of herbal ingredients have been used, home remedies, traditional remedies, and modern modern natural space too. Some of these have been studied well. The oldest ones, like the neem, say bakuchi or green tea, very well known and they're studied extensively. But there are so many herbs which are unexplored and studies. So sometimes Himalayas explored into certain spaces depending on our applications. But I request the students to take up some of these and study, which will help the dermal industry to come up with more effective, say, applications. Having said that, this always has been a challenge for phyto industry to come up with, like my previous colleague was telling, and there's questions on how we are purifying, identifying, getting into pure compounds. So it's always been challenging for the industry to come up with a clear rationale in the route of, or in parallel to the route of APIs. So whether it's the variability part, the stability issues, solubility, bioavailability, whatever the terminology in the pure pharmaceutical industry we talk about, these are the questions which sometimes Phyto has failed to answer. But that is not the same today. Probably, say, when I started my career, these were very hazy. But nowadays, over the period of time, a lot of technical advances happen. A lot of private industries have invested on researching herbs and studying at various models to come up with new pathways, um, combination therapies, and things like that. So at Himalaya, we follow three strong um, pillars, we can say, that our herbal expertise, our Ayurvedic expertise, which form the base of any new product, and which is further substantiated by very high science, modern skin biological assays, without which it is very difficult to even, not even for derma, the personal care application or the baby care applications, which we hold the highest responsibility. So rigorous screening of these herbal actives are happening. Along with this, the major focus goes on standardizing chronic uses in derma and multiple mechanisms to address multiple um, pathways. So, having said that, the first part, the sourcing, of course, we will get into the other areas, the sourcing, uh, um, or the ingredients other than herbs which get into derma are originated, whether they are from the natural origin or petrochemical origin. All these assessment plus backward integration of herbs, training farmers, giving them good agro related technologies to come up with quality herbal ingredients so that we can sustain our continuous business as well as research activities. So this is something which we do extensively with our agro team and reaching out to all the farmers and educated them, and some kind of buyback policies and things like that are in place. So from sourcing to commercialization, there's so many aspects which are coming into. It's not just the formula and the performance studies. The integration of these herbal ingredients into each and every stages of isolation. Though we are not that much into isolation, we are more kind of a holistic approach. So that way, we have certain standardization methodologies for herbal ingredients. From botanical identification to raw material quality. So botanical identification also includes some kind of DNA authentication for our key herbs like neem, and around 100 odd herbs have been DNA authenticated, and hence we ensure that we get the same species every time, every commercial use. Similarly, this rest of the steps, one more important thing about herbal is the contaminants, heavy metal, pesticides, and the other toxins which are present. These are also monitored very well at every stage, established during the development itself, and ensure that they are all well within the limits prescribed by regulatory authorities. Similarly, everything, even including the chemical profiling, it's clear that we match batch to batch, and then end some of the things which like stability, because they are so vulnerable sometimes. So, and sometimes they are stored also for commercial production, maybe 6 months or 8 months. Hence, establishing their stability, running some of this accelerated stability and establishing the shelf life and monitoring their marker compounds or the group of marker compounds which are responsible for activity. Those are kind of no studies extensively goes before any drug is released or finished derma care product is released into market. And also we know now there are several pharmacopoeial standards, not only in India, no, outside Chinese, whether Korean or European. So some of these are guiding us as the standards, but sometimes we go beyond because certain things mandate higher level of scrutiny. One more point where I want to stress here is the synergistic benefits or the antagonizing benefits. So we at Himalaya ensure like that's kind of policy so that multiple benefits can be addressed. Uh, uh, Whether it's a synergy or a stability enhancing or a penetration enhancing. So multiple aspects of formulation can be addressed by understanding the nature of the herb and its pathways. Come to the formulation part of it. Uh, so several routes are employed, either emulsification, microemulsions, nanoemulsions, sometimes different polymer matrix to deliver it the best. Now the modern chemistry has given us several new advanced surfactant systems which forms different types of micelles and delivery routes, which is helping uh, some of the unique herbal elements to penetrate deeper. So we are using some of these, and then of course the skin penetration enhancers are the commonest among the industry. Intercellular diffusion is also one of the commonest among the industry, which is most cost effective way of making formula, because derma or personal care products, these are this needs to be quite affordable. These are not sometimes life threatening, hence consumers may not be able to spend a lot of money. So we have to deliver a technology which is affordable, at least for our Indian consumers. There are a few applications like patches, uh, acne patch or a dark spots patch, which is delivered to a certain area, simple hydrochloride patches, which helps to heal the acne quickly, which gets, most of teenage problems sometimes, and little deeper delivery, microneedle punch patches, which can deliver little deeper for maybe a little prolonged use, so which can be kept at, for 24 hours on the face and removed it. It can be worn anytime. Teenagers just wear it and go out, so it can be worn under the makeup also. So these are simple, some of those dermal applications which can make difference in everyday quality of life. If I have to give some of the examples at Himalaya, where we have used advanced technologies, like in a hair zone solution, which is a spray, where these two herbs, Butea monosperma and Butea parviflora, these are very good efficacy in terms of hair growth in specific cases like alopecia areata. So then we have based um, skin even product, which we also call as brightening and different names at different other countries. So that's one of the depigmentation product which we have. And another example if I have to give, one of our product, the baby care, which combines Ayurvedic tradition with modern herbal technology, a fusion of ghee and herbal ingredients for very, very sensitive baby skin. And it is also positioned for skins and studied for, sensitive skin in babies. Some of the studies we take up are of course, in vitro permeation is one of the oldest one, but there are skin barrier assessments like transepidermal water loss or tapes stripping, which helps us to assess how deeper the ingredients are, or some of the molecules or the markers are penetrating. Something like Raman spectroscopy also we are exploring one non-invasive technique which can help us to track the molecule seeping, and then how the biologically how the layers are changing with the treatment and things like that. And of course, as my colleague Saria mentioned, AI is part of everything, and it is, of course, in all the facets. So, I mean, it's helping us a lot to crunch a lot of the timeline, wherever it is. I mean, in development, as some of the delegate was mentioning, it's not that easy to crunch timeline, but there are, apart from the drug development part, there are many areas where AI can help us to crunch timeline and meet the trend in the market. One more important thing when it comes to derma and personal care application is the sustainability part. Other than
neuron. Just that check.
Now I'll recall the names of the oral presentators. Please confirm your presence. Nitin Verma, Sudarshana Bora, Venkadat Kavita, Sujit Kumar, Kalirajan Rajgopal, Praveen Sekar, Melvia D, Himanshu Katel, Geeta M, Pradeep B. Channakala, K.R. Prasanna, Mutola Sakshi, Dr. Himeruddin. If any other names are present in here, please check in the other hall.